Hello everyone. Welcome back to another legendary tabletop live stream. Today we're playing Wingspan again. So we got the Asia expansion mixed in with the base game cards. And we're going to be playing with the rare species lister on eaglet difficulty, so the easiest difficulty. So they're going to be taking birds worth 4, 5, or 6 points. So there's a lot of bird cards here. We got to pull some end of round goals, so I'm gonna choose these at random. So we can roll a dice. All right, so for round one, we got birds in the forest. So these are going to be all base game end of round goals because there are no new end of round goals with the Asia expansion. Only for the duet map. So round two, we got eggs in the wetlands. So round three, we got enclosure nest, birds with at least one egg. And round four, we have total birds. Okay. These are the end of round goals here. So we got birds in the forest. So that's just the most birds in the forest. Then we have eggs in the wetlands. So the most eggs in the wetlands. Enclosure nest birds with at least one egg. And then total birds. So those are going to be the end of round goals. We already rolled the bird feeder. And we got 2 rats, a fish, a cherry, and then a worm/seed. So I'll cut this deck real quick. This is a lot of cards, so we shuffled all the cards. We can do a little bit more shuffling here first. So this is just the base game cards mixed with the Asia cards, and there's a big stack of cards here, so a lot of birds. And the Asia expansion has every power color, I believe. So there's teal powers, yellow powers, so game end powers, round end powers, pink powers, white powers, all that stuff. So should be interesting. So we have these shuffled, and then we have the Asia and the base game bonus cards mixed in together too. So we're just gonna draw 2. We're not gonna draw 1 for the Automa because we're playing with rare species lister. So they don't get a bonus card. They're just gonna be taking birds worth 4, 5, or 6 points, and it says the Automa keeps the lowest valued 1. So they're just gonna keep one of those birds. So let's fill up the tray first. So in the tray we got a trumpeter swan. Okay. We have the American kestrel. And the yellow-billed cuckoo. So now we can deal ourselves some bonus cards. So we're going to draw 2. And then 5 bird cards. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bird cards. And let's take a look at what we have here. So Cassin's sparrow. We got eastern bluebird. We got whooping crane. We have Eurasian tree creeper and the black-bellied whistling duck. And then for our bonus cards, we have 2 Asia expansion bonus cards. We have fish and rat tokens cached on birds. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that one. And then we have grassland ranger. So consecutive birds in the grasslands with ascending or descending wings, no, scores. Ascending or descending scores. So that's just the score value on the bird itself. So the victory point value. Okay. Not the best opening hand. We got 2 white powers. I'm not really interested in any of these birds, honestly. The trumpeter swan is a good wetland option, but it costs 2 seeds. So does the black-bellied whistling duck. It might just have to be whooping crane. And maybe grassland ranger, because we could get 8 points from it if we just ascend or descend our scores in the grasslands. Yeah, let's just keep whooping crane. And I don't know, maybe this tree creeper. So tree creeper, I don't think I've ever played this bird. So at the end of the round, for every 3 eggs in your forest, gain 1 worm or seed from the supply. You may cash up to 2 of them on this bird. Huh. The other forest option in the tray is the yellow-billed cuckoo. So... I think our best bet is going to be get this whooping crane down. But see, the whooping crane can only hold 1 egg. I don't know. Maybe we have to go Eurasian tree creeper and black-bellied whistling duck. This could just be a 5-food start. So we keep no birds, just 5 food. We draw the trumpeter swan. We still can't play it. We'd have to take that seed. This is a shitty starting hand. Yes, it is. Well, we could keep whooping crane and 4 food. I think that's going to be what we do. So we're going to keep this whooping crane. We're going to keep 4 food. And I guess grassland ranger. Because we can get 8 points with it. So we'll discard this pellet dissector. So we're keeping whooping crane. And I think we get 4 food. So we know we need the seeds. We can only keep 1 of each type. And we only get 4. So let's take a worm, fish, seed, and rat. Okay. And I think with our first action, we should probably pick up that trumpeter swan, and we could play it. If we take the seed. See, if we take the seed and then they wipe the tray, we could still just play the whooping crane, but the trumpeter swan is 9 points. It doesn't have a brown power or anything. Let's just see what happens. I think we have to take the swan first. So for our first action, we're just gonna draw 1 card. So we'll put our action cube here. We're gonna draw 1 card. So we're just gonna take this trumpeter swan from the tray here. And now we just have the trumpeter swan and the whooping crane in hand. So we're going to refill the tray, and the common nighthawk is going to pop up. That would have been better. And then we're going to see what the Automa is going to do here. So they're going to flip a card. And we're on round 1 here, so flip this card. Oh, we should probably shuffle this. Shuffle this real quick. Alright, so we have the Automa deck shuffled up. And we're going to flip a card and see what their first action is going to be. So they are going to discard all 3 cards from the tray, take a face down card, and get a cube on the end of round goal. So all 3 birds are gone. They get a face down card. That's going to be worth 3 points. We put the cube on the end of round goal. Now we have to refill the tray. So let's see what comes up. So now we have the mountain chickadee. It's a good starting forest bird. We got the northern cardinal. And we have the white-faced ibis. So I like that chickadee for the forest. I don't want to just keep drawing one card though. I just think it's important that we get it. So maybe for a second action here, we just draw a card. Yeah, I want to take that chickadee. So we'll take that chickadee from the tray. We're just going to draw 1 card again. And we're taking this chickadee. So now we have 3 cards. So we got the mountain chickadee. We have swan. And the whooping crane. So that's it for our second action. And we got to refill this tray. And there is the American crow. So that would be a good grassland bird. Discard an egg from any of your other birds to gain a food from the supply. So like a mini raven there. Alright, let's see what the Automa is going to do here. So, we'll flip a card. They're going to lay 1 egg, and they get another cube on the end of round goal. So we'll just give them 1 egg. And put a cube on the end of round goal. So, one thing I forgot to check is how many birds in the forest do they start with? And on this card it'll say, so they start with none, which is good. So now they have 2. We could have 1 if we play this chickadee by the end of the round. And we probably want to use a worm because we know we need the wheat for the trumpeter swan. So I'm debating on drawing the American crow right now. That's just 3 actions of just drawing 1 card though. That really sucks. I think we have to. So we're gonna do 1 more draw bird card. So we're only getting 1 card, which really stinks. But this is the last time. So we're gonna draw this American crow from the tray, and then that's the end of our turn. And then we could see what right here. So we're refilling it, and it's the crested lark. So that is an Asia expansion bird. So when activated, discard a wheat. If you do, lay an egg on this bird. Okay. So the Automa is going to be taking food here. They're taking the rats first. And then they get another cube. So they already have 3 birds in the forest, which is crazy. And we have to remove these 2 rats from the bird feeder. Alright, so for our fourth activation, we can play both the chickadee and the American crow. And I think that's best. Well, we can't play them in the same action, but I think for our next two actions, we should play the chickadee and the American crow. So the American crow eats anything. First, we'll play the chickadee, because I kind of want that wheat from the bird feeder. So we're going to play a bird here. So we're playing a bird in the forest. So the chickadee goes down, and we're going to use a worm. So we can pay with a worm or wheat. And then we're done. So what we're going to do, it looks like they're taking food again. So they're going to take rats. They already took the rats out, so it's going to be a fish. They're going to remove that fish. And then it says activate all pink powers, and we don't have any pink powers. So what to do? So I think I'm just going to play this American crow next. And we're going to play it in the grasslands. So this bird can go in any habitat. It costs 1 of any food. And we have a fish, rat, and a seed we can use. Let's use the rat. It'll be the Automa's turn here again, so they're going to play birds. Oh boy. So 4, 5, and 6 points. So they're going to take this crested lark from the tray. So the crested lark is 5 points. So they get that face up. And we got 3 actions left. And there's going to be a new bird in the tray now. So this is the common teal. And I have played that. I think I played that in my last game on stream. So we got the common teal, and at the end of every round, for every 3 eggs in your wetlands, draw a card from the deck. You may tuck up to 2 cards from your hand behind this bird. Much cheaper than the 2 wetland birds that we have. So we got 3 turns left. We have a wheat and a fish. So I'm kind of thinking I could take food here and then cash a wheat with the chickadee. We would take the seed, so we have the 2 seed to play the trumpeter swan. So if we take food, play the trumpeter swan, that's 2 activations, and then we have 1 left. We can just probably lay eggs. And we'll end up with 1 bird in the forest, but I don't see how we could possibly get 3. Yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna take food. So we still just get 1 food here. So we get 1 food, and then we can discard a card for a second food, but I don't think we're going to do that. I like both the whooping crane and the trumpeter swan just for their points and bonus card that we will get. So we're going to take this wheat from the bird feeder. So we get 1 food. So we'll take this wheat out. activate this chickadee, so we get to cash a wheat from the supply on the bird. So that's a point, which is good. And then we can see what we're going to do next for round 1. Yeah, they're going to have 4 birds in the forest. So they're going to discard all 3 cards from the tray. Gain another face down card. And a cube on the end of round goals. So if we look at their end of round goals, they already have 4 cubes, which is ridiculous. So they have 4 birds in the forest right now. I'm not really sure how we could compete with that. But we're going to refill the tray here and see what comes up. So we have the Canada goose. Yellow-headed blackbird. That would be nice. It's a tuck and lay bird. So when activated, tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you do, you may also lay an egg on this bird. So it's a wetland only bird. So maybe we draw that blackbird. And with our last activation, we can play the swan. Because if we play the swan now, they could get rid of that blackbird. And yeah, every tuck and every egg is going to be useful, so I think we should just take that. So we spent 4 actions just drawing a single card, which is not good. So we're drawing the yellow-headed blackbird. We'll refill the tray. And we have the Brahmini kite. So 6-point platform nest bird. And a predator power. Alright, so the Automa is going to go their second to last activation here. And they are going to play birds. So they're going to be taking birds worth 4, 5, and 6 points. So they're going to take that Brahmini kite that just popped up. See what comes up now. And it's going to be the American woodcock. Okay. So we got 1 activation left. Let's just put this trumpeter swan down. Because it's either trumpeter swan or the whooping crane. The whooping crane would give us a bonus card. And the longer we have to plan with that bonus card, I think the better. But we should be able to get it down early next round. So yeah, let's play the trumpeter swan. So it's going to cost no eggs yet. So just 2 wheat and any food. So we got the 2 wheat and a fish. And there's 1 activation left for the Automa, so yeah, so they're gonna wipe the tray again and lose an action cube. Take that cube off there, and the tray is gone. And we're not gonna refill the tray because that is the end of the round. Give them their face down card, and that's gonna be it for round 1. So they obviously win the end round goal, so they got 3 birds in the forest, and we just have 1. We have the mountain chickadee, so the Automa gets first place there. And we do get a point because we had a bird. And if we didn't have any birds, we would just get 0, I think. So let's put our action cubes back. We can shuffle the Automa deck. First, we have to take out the remove after round 1 card. So we gotta find that. Okay, so this comes out. Flip the round tracker over to round 2. TEHC, dude, I can't read that. Thank you for the follow. How you doing today? So we can refill this tray. We'll see what comes out. So now in the tray, we got the wild turkey, the bald eagle, and the American goldfinch for the start of round 2. Okay. Let's take a look at the end of round goal real quick. So the end of round goal we got for round 2, it's eggs in the wetlands. So far we got none, but we can look at what the Automa is going to start with here. So on this card, flip it over to where it says round 2. Okay, and then eggs in the wetlands. So they're going to start with 3, and every cube is going to be +1. Okay, so we can only have 2 so far. Pretty good. I used to play a lot of automatic, but got lost in the Asia rules for it. Oh, I mean, there's a couple. I did a couple streams with the. Are you talking about the duet board? Like all this stuff. Yeah, that duet board can be confusing. If you look, if you go to my YouTube, I have some videos where I explained it, or tried to explain it, but I could explain it to you now. I think I have the card here. So. You're talking about this card, right? Yeah, so this card would line up the same as your Automa card, just like this, right? So you have like round 2 pointing at round 2, and then you would take your Automa deck. So you take this deck and then you place a card like this in the center of those 2 cards, right? And now you look at this side, like on the duet board, right? And since it has like an option in this corner for each outcome. So this would be blank since there's nothing there after the round 1. I don't know how hard this is to see. I apologize. But since it's blank, you start on that duet board at the top left. Okay, good. So you would start at the top left and you would work your way across looking for, this is a brown cube, so you're looking for whatever the brown cube says. So it says a beak pointing left or right, and then you come down again in the wetlands. So basically you're going to go across the board, then jump back over and go across the board again, and then jump back over and go across the board again, and then jump back over and go all the way down till you find a beak pointing left or right in the wetlands. And that's where they put a duet token. And they only put a duet token when you see this symbol or this symbol. They do place a lot of duet tokens. It's a bitch. It's a real pain in the ass. I've had a lot of trouble. I don't know. Playing with the duet board, it just seems a lot more fiddly. Like, I don't want to figure out where they're going to put a duet token and all that stuff. It's all just for like a little extra bonus, like maybe 1 card or maybe a food or something. It just seems like a hassle. This I could do so quick. I can play a game so fast against the Automa. Like, the rounds just go so much quicker. You're just giving them an egg, you're wiping the tray, you know, giving them a card. It's so much easier to keep track of. At least for me. But the duet map is fun for 2 players. I do like the duet map for 2 players if you're playing with someone. I think, especially trying to get people into the game, they like the idea of having that board there. So, like, every Monday and Tuesday at 6:30. I know it's not 6:30 right now, but it's subject to change. Like, I just started streaming, so I have no clue what I'm doing at all. So 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, my schedule is on my page, but like I said, it's subject to change. Like, I'm all over the place. I'm still trying to figure out how to use OBS. Like, I have no clue. So, it's a bit of a hassle. Oh yeah, I have I always upload my streams to YouTube too. So, yes, every Monday and Tuesday 6:30 p.m. So, it should stay 6:30 p.m. But today I'm streaming early because I got something to do later. So, but yeah, I try to mix it up. So, like, I'll mix it up. Sometimes I'll play just the base game. Sometimes I'll play, like, you know, with the Asia expansion, with the duet board. But like I said, every stream that I've done so far is uploaded onto YouTube. So, on my YouTube page. So you could find, you know, if you have a question or something, or you're not sure about how something works, I usually jump right into the game. So if you want to see a turn get played, you know, you could watch that real quick if you're confused on something. You're saying like the physical versus on Steam. So I have the game for Steam. Yeah, so I have the game for Steam. I also have the app on the iPhone. And the app on the iPhone, I have all the expansions, but on Steam, I don't have all the expansions because I barely use it. There's a Discord server where they do a tournament like every 2 weeks that you can get in. That's pretty fun. I can't remember the name of it though. If it's just Wingspan or Wingspan tournaments, but there's a Discord channel for that. And they do tournaments every week, and you know, you can get in and you can play, and everyone there is, you know, really skilled. And the tournaments are all different. So like some of them are just for the base game, some of them are just base game European expansion, some of them are Oceania expansion, and then some of them are all mixed. Yeah, me too. I just always got my ass kicked. The MLW. Oh, okay, that's a recent one, right? Yeah, I think that's the most recent one. The guy that runs those tournaments, I think Flan or whatever, has like a really good YouTube channel for all his stuff. Like, I watch a lot of his videos. He's really good. That's where I learned mostly how to play. Yeah, he's really good, for sure. And he's got a British accent, so. Yeah, yep, his strategy is deep. That's where I learned a lot of my stuff too. Yeah, that's funny. So, we got eggs in the wetlands for round 2. So this yellow-headed blackbird has to go down. And that could put us at 5. So that could put us at 5 eggs if we max out the blackbird and the trumpeter swan. And then either way, we're getting cards, food, and eggs. Yeah, I think for my first action here, I'm just going to... So so that I can play this yellow-headed blackbird. So we get one food, and I might just ditch this whooping crane for a second food. I think we can make that decision after we re-roll. So let's roll this bird feeder. Since there's just one cherry left, we can re-roll all 5, right? Okay, and there's the worms that we need. And then there's also a seed. So I am going to go ahead and discard the whooping crane. So we get 2 food now. So we're going to get a worm and a seed from the feeder. So we'll take our worm and our seed. And then this chickadee. So this chickadee is going to allow us to cache a seed from the supply on it. So that's another point, which is always good. And then we need some eggs and more cards. So that's it for our first activation. So second activation, or first activation, the Automa. So, oh, I hate this Automation Alliance card. So they're going to lay 2 eggs, and they don't have any cubes on the end of round goal yet, but they would lose one here. It's always bad when these come up early. So we'll give them 2 eggs. That's why I like playing without the duet board, because of how fast that action was for the Automa. I feel like half the time I'm sitting here like explaining, you know, oh, and you know, I don't even know myself. I'm trying to figure out where this duet token goes, and it's just a pain in the ass. But we are playing with the Asia bird cards though, and the regular end of round goals, which I haven't tried yet. I've done it with just the Asia cards, but we mixed the Asia cards and the base game cards. So it's a big stack of cards here. So we got the worm and seed that we need. Now we need to lay eggs so that we can get this yellow-headed blackbird on the board. So we're going to lay eggs. So lay 2 eggs, and we can discard an egg or food for a 3rd egg here, but I don't think we're going to do that. So we want to put our eggs in the wetlands, right? For round 2 goal. And then we'll activate the American Crow, discarding an egg and gaining, what do we want? Let's take another seed in case we can pick up that wild turkey. It's an 8-point bird, right? I'm using the wrong action cubes over here. Alright, so we're going to flip to see what Automa does for their second activation. So they're playing birds. And we are playing on easy with rare species lister. So they're going to be taking birds worth 4, 5, or 6 points. So there are no birds in the tray. 4, 5, or 6 points. So they're just going to gain a face down card worth 3 points. What do we want to do now? Let's get this blackbird down so we can start drawing more cards. That has been our weakest action so far. And we had a horrible starting hand. So we're going to play the yellow-headed blackbird. So it's going to cost 1 egg. So put the blackbird down. It's going to cost a worm and a wheat here. And 1 egg, so there goes all our eggs. And then we can see what the Automa do. Their 3rd activation. So they're going to discard all 3 cards from the tray. So there goes the bald eagle, the American goldfinch, and the wild turkey. They get a face down card worth 3 points. Another cube, or 1 cube on the end of round goal. So they now have 4 eggs in the wetlands, and we have none. So let's see what comes up in the tray real quick. So we got the Coppersmith Barbet. So that's an Asia bird. When activated, gain a worm or cherry from the bird feeder if there is one. Then we have the Red-tailed Hawk. And the fire-fronted Saren. So that's a round end ability. Lay an egg on this bird for each bird to its left in this row. Huh. I don't know about that. I don't know about that fire-fronted Saren. So it can go in the forest or the grasslands, but if we put it in the grasslands, we're kind of screwing ourselves on the bonus card here, because we have Grassland Ranger, so consecutive birds in the grasslands with ascending or descending scores. And we need at least 3. So if we play the fire-fronted Saren in the grasslands, the next bird has to be a 0-point bird, and I don't really like that. So So, 4th activation. We need cards. Do I like anything from the tray? So if we take the red-tailed hawk and we put that in the grasslands, then we have to get something higher than 5 points in the grasslands. That's why that wild turkey would have been nice. We could just ditch this bonus card altogether. Forget about it. Either way, we need some cards. So we're going to draw right off the top of the deck. So let's draw cards. So we get 2. So we're going to get 2 cards. We're just going to take 2 from the top of the deck and we'll see what we get. So we have the brown pelican and the graceful prinia. Okay, so that's an Asia bird. 5 points. Star nest. When activated, discard an egg. If you do, gain a worm from the supply. Okay, so that can go in the grasslands or the wetlands. That would give us cards, eggs, and food from the wetlands. I kind of like that. Alright, so we'll activate our yellow-headed blackbird, and we're going to tuck the brown pelican. And then lay an egg on it. And that's going to be it for our 4th activation. So the Automa is going to lay 2 eggs and get another cube. Great. So they now have 5 eggs. They got 5 eggs in the wetlands, and we have 1. And the only bird we have is this graceful prinia. So, mistakes were made here, I feel like. We could just keep... So we have 3 activations left. I think we just keep drawing cards. No, maybe we lay eggs. Because if we lay eggs, we're getting 2 eggs. We could even discard this wheat for a 3rd egg. If we want to contend for this end of round goal. Yeah, thank you for stopping by, man. How do you say your name? T-E-H-C... Oh, the cube dude, right? The cube dude. Is that it? Sorry, I can't read. But yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. So let's lay eggs here. So we're going to lay 2 eggs. So let's put them on the trumpeter swan. And then we'll activate the American Crow, discarding an egg from the Blackbird to gain a worm from the supply. So then the Automa is going to discard all 3 cards from the tray. They're going to gain a face down card. And that's it. So we'll refill the tray, see what comes up. Birds here. We got the Greater Prairie Chicken. The Wood Duck. That would have been huge early on. And the American Coot. So a tuck and draw bird for the wetlands. Could be good. If we have this Pernia down and the American Coot, we would have a solid wetlands going. I'm kind of thinking we just lay eggs here again and then draw cards. And then at the start of round 3, we can play this Pernia. So we have 2 activations left. And the end of round goal is eggs in the wetlands. So they got 5. They start with 3. There's 2 cubes on there. They have 5. We max out at 5. And if we lay eggs now, which is probably what we're going to do. So we'll lay eggs. We get 2. Now, does it help if we discard this wheat to get another egg? No, we don't want to do that because our last activation is going to be drawing cards and we need to keep this open. Well, I guess we're just turning the wheat into a worm anyway, right? So we'll discard a food for a 3rd egg, put it on the Blackbird, and then immediately discard the egg from the Blackbird for the worm. So we're basically just changing that seed we had into a worm. And then we're gonna see what the Automa does over here. So they're gonna lay 2 eggs and lose a cube. So that's good news. Coming back with the end of round goals. Good stuff. So we got 1 activation left. What do we want to do here? They have 4, we have 4. I think we just draw cards. I kind of like the idea of getting that Wood Duck. It is a little late for the Wood Duck. So let's draw cards. We get 2. Let's take 1 off the top and see what we get first. Alright, so we got Barrow's Golden Eye. Okay, so that's a pink power. Once between turns, when another player takes the lay eggs action, lay 1 egg on another bird with a box nest or whatever it's called. And then for our second bird, let's just take that Wood Duck. We're going to take the Wood Duck from the tray. So we got the Wood Duck and we got Barrow's Golden Eye. What we're going to do is activate the yellow-headed Blackbird and tuck the Golden Eye. And then we get a 3rd egg on the yellow-headed Blackbird, giving us 5 eggs in the wetlands. So this next turn for the Automa kind of dictates this end of round goal here. So let's see what happens. Yep, see, they're going to tie us. So they're going to play birds. Let me just make sure this is right. So how many actions do we have? 7? Yep, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to tie this end of round goal, I believe. We forgot to refill the tray, so they are taking birds worth 4, 5, and 6 points. So they get this Greater Prairie Chicken from the tray face up. So that's a 5-point bird. And I don't think we need to refill the tray. I guess we should. And there goes the red-eyed Vireo. So They get another cube on the end of round goal, giving them 5 total eggs in the wetlands. So they tie us on the end of round goal for eggs in the wetlands. So they start with 3 plus the 2 cubes. So this is a tie. So I'll just put these in the center. And we're going to split first and second place rounded down. So it's better than the loss, I guess. We can return our cubes. We can wipe the tray. We can find that Automa card that says remove after round 2. So that's this one goes out of the deck. Then we can flip this round tracker to round 3. Shuffle the Automa deck and start round 3. We also have to fill the tray. Okay. So we got the Automa deck shuffled. Let's see what we have in the tray and start round 3. So we have a Grasshopper Sparrow. We got Bell's Vireo. And then we have Forster's Turn. So in hand we have the Graceful Pernia. And we have the 2 worms to play this Graceful Pernia. So the Graceful Pernia can go in the wetlands or the grasslands. My only issue is that if we play that, we need a 6 or higher point bird after that to qualify with our bonus card. That lower threshold of 3 consecutive birds gives us 3 points. I really don't like the Grassland Ranger, Forest Ranger bonus cards, but that's what we got. So, always go first against the Automa here. Another option is to pick up that Bell's Vireo. I think we're going to play this Graceful Pernia in the wetlands. First activation. So, it is a 5-point bird. So, we're going to play a bird here. And we're going to be playing out in this 3rd column. So, this is still going to cost just 1 egg. And the Graceful Pernia is going to go down here in the wetlands. So it's going to cost 2 worms. And we'll take an egg from the Blackbird. And that's it for our first turn. So one thing I forgot to look at is the round 3 goal. So it's going to be enclosure nest birds with at least 1 egg. So we could check our card here. Go to round 3. And then we have enclosure nest birds with at least 1 egg. So they're going to start with 2. And we have the Trumpeter Swan and the Graceful Pernia that we just played. So hopefully we can get our hands on that Bell's Vireo. If we can, that would be nice. We could play that in the forest or the grasslands. And if we played in the grasslands, we're kind of building that grasslands out for laying eggs at the end of the game. And it would tie with the American Crow score, so we can still kind of decide. It says each bird's score must be higher than the next. You can go right to left or left to right. So the 4 and 4 doesn't count as consecutive. Or I guess it doesn't count as ascending or descending. I really hate those bonus cards. So let's see what the Automa is for their first activation on round 3. So they're going to lay 3 eggs, and they don't have any cubes to lose yet. So we'll give them 3 eggs. And then it's back to us. Oh. What to do? I think we're going to draw cards here. We are going to discard an egg, so we can draw 3 cards. So we'll take an egg from this yellow-headed blackbird. So we can draw 2 cards and then discard an egg for a 3rd card. So we're going to take an egg from the yellow-headed blackbird here. So now we can draw 3 cards, right? The grasshopper sparrow would go 4-2, and then we would have to play like a 0-point bird. I don't know. We could always change it if we play more birds in the grasslands. So I'm kind of thinking we just draw 1 off the top. Okay, there's the fish crow. So it does the same thing as the American crow. Now, do we want the Bell's Vireo and the grasshopper sparrow? I really don't like this bonus card. So I'm thinking just take this grasshopper sparrow to kind of supplement the eggs on the American crow, and the Bell's Vireo is just a nice for getting a new bonus card. So we'll take both of those. And we do have to tuck 1, but we can discard an egg here. We're activating this Prenia, so we can discard an egg here to gain a worm from the supply. And I think we will do that. And we'll take 1 off this blackbird. Gain our worm. And then we'll tuck the fish crow. And we get an egg back for tucking the card. And that's it. Second activation for the Automa. I have to refill the tray here. We got Buick's Wren and the Blue Rock Thrush. Not interested. Also in the tray is Forster's Tern. Let's see what they're going to do. Play birds. So they're taking birds 4, 5, and 6 points. So if we look at the tray here, 2 birds worth 4 points and a bird worth 0 points. So these both come off and they keep 1. Face up. The other one just gets discarded. And then we can refill the tray and see what we have. So we got a blue jay. And then we have a spoon-billed sandpiper. Okay. They're also going to gain a cube on the end of round goal. So they now have 3 enclosure nest birds with at least 1 egg. So that is going to beat us unless we can play this Bell's Vireo, which I think might be the best bet right now. This grasshopper sparrow could be a good play right now. So maybe let's do that. Let's play the grasshopper sparrow. And, you know, this is only a 1 food cost bird. It's going to mess with the grassland ranger, but I plan on getting this Bell's Vireo down anyway to get a new bonus card. So we are going to play a bird here. And we're going to play the grasshopper sparrow. So this is going to cost 1 worm or 1 wheat and 1 egg. So we'll take an egg from the yellow-headed blackbird and we'll pay with the only worm we have. That's it for our turn. And then the Automa here is going to play birds again and then lose that cube that they just gained, which is nice. So we'll take that cube off. And they're looking for 4, 5, and 6 point birds. So they're going to get this spoon-billed sandpiper from the tray. And then we can look at the tray and see what bird comes up. So we have the red-breasted merganser. That would have been nice to start with that bird, but it's a little late. So looking at our board, I think we should lay eggs. We got 3 actions left. We can lay 3 eggs now, and then we get another one from the grasshopper sparrow. So we need these eggs on our enclosure nest birds for the end of round goal. So we're going to put an egg on the grasshopper sparrow. an egg on the graceful Pernilla. And then that fills our enclosure nests. So let's just put one on the mountain chickadee. And then we can lay another one on the mountain chickadee from activating the sparrow, and then we'll just discard the one from the chickadee to gain a food from the supply. So let's take a worm. Now, if we lay eggs, or if we draw cards for our next activation, we can activate that Pernilla, discard an egg, gain another worm to play the Bell's Vireo. So that's kind of my plan. Right now we have 3 enclosure nest birds. We just won't be able to play the Bell's Vireo and then get an egg on it to have 4. So we're going to see what happens here. The Automa is going to flip a card now, and we'll see what happens. So they are going to discard all 3 cards from the tray, gain a face down card. And then we can see what comes up in the tray. So we have the Grundala, the Northern Bobwhite, and the Western Meadowlark. Okay, so one Asia bird there, the Grundala. If you laid an egg on this bird this turn, tuck 1 card from the deck behind this bird. Okay? So I think we're going to draw cards here, and I'm just kind of looking at this tray to see if I'm interested in anything in it. We got 2 activations left. We can take a look at the board real quick. So, state of the board. We have 2 actions left. We have the enclosure nest birds covered. There's no way to get this Bell's Vireo down and lay an egg on it. So let's stick to what we were going to do. Let's draw cards. So we could draw up to 3 cards here, but I want to be careful. I have all the enclosure nest birds with at least an egg on it. So if we discard 1 egg from the trumpeter swan, we can get 3 cards. So let's do that. And the Meadowlark would not give us the points for the bonus card because we played the Grasshopper Sparrow, which is 2 points. None of those birds, they're all grassland birds, and none of them work with our bonus cards. So it is at least a tie, and we could lay a bunch of eggs at the end of the game, though. So I'm kind of thinking about taking that Western Meadowlark. So we get 3. Let's draw 2 off the top. So we have the red-shouldered hawk and Atlantic puffin. Okay. And there's the black... Oh, I did not mean to draw 3 cards. Well, I guess we have to now, right? So let's discard an egg from the chickadee to gain a worm from the supply. And then we can tuck the black vulture, activating the blackbird. So we'll tuck this black vulture, get an egg back on our blackbird, and that would be it. So in the hand we have wood duck, Bell's Vireo, red-shouldered hawk, and Atlantic puffin. Oh, I just mistakenly just drew through three cards there. I wanted to pick up that Meadowlark, so they're probably going to get rid of that Meadowlark. Yep, there it goes. So we're going to discard all three cards from the tray. I think that was a big mistake. Give them a face down card. And then we can refill the tray. So we got a little egret. It's an Asia bird. A golden pheasant. And the Mississippi kite. Okay. So one activation left. I would like to just stick to the original plan. We're going to play this Bell's Vireo and hopefully get a better bonus card here. So we are going to play a bird. And we're going to play it in the grassland, so it's still only costing 1 egg in this column. So it's costing 2 worms, and we'll take an egg from the yellow-headed blackbird. And then we can do the when played ability of the Bell's Vireo. So we can draw 2 bonus cards and keep 1. So we're going to draw 2 bonus cards here. See what we get. So we have Rodentologist and Cartographer from the Asia expansion. Cartographer's looking good. So 4 birds gives us 7 points. We don't have any Rodentologist birds, so that right off the bat, I think we're going to discard that one. But we can see how many Cartographer birds we have. So birds with geography terms in their names. So we have the mountain chickadee, that counts. We have American crow. And I think that's it. We could end up playing this Atlantic puffin. That would be 3. And we might end up getting 4. There is a Mississippi kite in the tray. If we were to take Rodentologist, we have the red-shouldered hawk, but it would only be 2 points. So I think we're going to stick with Cartographer here. So now we have Cartographer and Grassland Ranger. So we're going to discard the Rodentologist bonus card. And that's going to be it for us for round 3. So we got 1 activation left. Flip a card for them. And they are going to take food. So they're taking both of these fish out of the bird feeder. Check the state of the bird feeder real quick. So they're going to remove both of these fish. And there's just 1 worm left. So then it says activate all pink powers. We don't have any pink powers. So we can look at the end goals here. And let me just make sure I didn't mess up these cubes. So let's see. So they lost a cube, gained 1. So they should have 1, and then they lost it, and then they lost 1, lost 1. Yeah, so they have no cubes on the end of round goal, which is good. And for round 3, they start with 2. So we do win the end of round goal. If we look at our they have 2 enclosure nest birds with at least 1 egg, and we have 1, 2, 3 with the grasshopper sparrow. We could have had 4, but we didn't have an action to get an egg on the Bell's Vireo. So we'll take first place there, which is nice. It's a 3-point difference. Return the action cubes. We need to wipe this tray, so all these birds are gone. Pretty sure. Don't think I did that yet. We'll refill it for the following round. We have the American bittern. That's a good 7-point bird. Goes with our bonus card that we just picked up. So Cartographer. Because it has the American word in it. That's good. Oh, you're back. That's good, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Nobody really comes into the stream. I just kind of play Wingspan alone here. I appreciate it, though. So we gotta remove this. Remove after round 3 Automa card. we'll flip this round tracker to round 4. So if I'm honest, this game is not looking good. We are playing on easy though, so we have a chance. I would say we have a small chance. If we can hit Cartographer, get the Atlantic Puffin down, as well as maybe that American Bittern in the tray. So let's shuffle up these Automa cards. Okay, so these are shuffled. And we always go first, so we got five actions here. So let's try to plan this out to maximize the most points. If we lay eggs 3 times, so that's 3 of our actions. I don't know if we have the egg space for it. Of course, I've put your stream on my calendar for Mondays and Tuesdays at 3:30 Pacific. WFH, I don't know what that means, so that's pretty easy to do, and I always enjoy watching some Wingspan. Sorry, this is really hard for me to read, it's too far away. What food do you have? I have none right now, which sucks. And I got this new bonus card. So I got this new bonus card because I played the Bellsvirio and basically just ruined my other bonus card. Grassland Ranger. So it's consecutive birds with ascending or descending scores in the grasslands. So we have 4-2-4. So if we play a higher bird here, we would be good. We would get the 3. But the one I picked up is a little more interesting. Yeah, I don't like those. I don't like the ranger ones, but the other option was cached fish and rats on cards, and I didn't really see us getting too many caches, being that we're only playing with base game and Asia. If we were playing just the Asia cards like I did last week, there's a lot of ways to cache food in the Asia game, or with the Asia birds. So it is, I don't know. It is a shitty bonus card, Grassland Ranger, but we ended up taking it. But we picked up Cartographer, and this is the Asia version of Cartographer. So there's a little bit more geography terms in there, I believe, than just the base game bonus cards. So right now we have American Crow and Mountain Chickadee, and we have the Atlantic Puffin in hand. So if we get that down, if we get this Atlantic Puffin down and the American Bittern, that's 4. So we get 7 points. And the Atlantic Puffin gives us another bonus card. So I'm just trying to work out here. Is it possible for me to pick up the American Bittern? Probably not. The answer is probably not. But I want to pick up the American Bittern and play both that and the Atlantic Puffin. So yeah, we're only getting 1 food per action no matter how we look at it. But I was thinking if I lay eggs 3 times, I can at least get the Atlantic Puffin down. Which is going to give me another bonus card, and then we'll at least hit that bottom threshold. We already hit the bottom threshold for the Cartographer, so it would have been nice to have the American Bittern in there too. Red-shouldered hawk and wood duck is what we have in our hand. I have no way of really showing my hand right now unless I just pull the cards up. I gotta figure out a way to show my hand a little bit better. Wood duck would have been great earlier on. If we look at the bird feeder, I'm gonna take food and re-roll this bird feeder. Yeah, I would like to figure out a way to be able to just kind of show my hand a little better, because especially for somebody like you play Wingspan, so you know if you see the card you're like, oh, I know what that is, but most of these people don't know. Um, So especially since you'd need eggs again and food 3 times, but you need to get the exact right food. Yeah, so we do have the American crow. So this is exactly what I was just trying to work out, right? So if I lay eggs 3 times, we have the American crow, so we would get, I don't know if I have the egg space, but we could lay eggs 3 times. I just saw some balloons. I'm not really sure what that was. So let me see here. Bittern is a loss. Okay. So pick up 3 food turns for enough food, puffin, eggs. There has to be a better way for me to read this chat. This is ridiculous. I can't see anything. So pick up food 3 turns for enough food that puffin, for that and puffin. Not enough turns to do both. Might as well go puffin with the extra bonus card. That's what I think too. Eggs 3 times, play puffin, then eggs again. Okay, so if we lay eggs 3 times, we're getting 4 eggs per turn, but we're discarding 1. So it's basically just 3. And we were going to do that 3 times. So that's 9 eggs. So we have 1, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so we should be good with 3 eggs. Lay eggs 3 times, play puffin, and then draw a bonus card. And then for the last action, I don't know, we'll just lay eggs again, I think you said? Yeah, eggs again. Yeah, so let's try this. We'll see how it turns out. We are playing on easy, but I'm a little bit worried about these faced up cards that they have gained so far. So this is all the Automa's face up points. We haven't really been good about watching the tray there. But we are playing on easy, so all their face down cards are only worth 3 points, which is good. And for round 4, we could look at this real quick before. So in the tray, we got the American Bittern, the Blue-Gray Gnatcatcher, and the Tree Swallow. And then for the round 4 goal, it is total birds. So if we're looking at the total birds, I believe they start with 11. And we only have 7, so we're likely going to lose this end of round goal. If we're just laying the eggs 3 times, I can probably do this pretty quickly. So let's lay eggs. And it doesn't really matter where they go, so we're gonna fill up the mountain chickadee here. And then we get a 4th one that is just gonna get immediately discarded from the grasshopper sparrow on the American crow, and we're taking a fish. Okay. So for the first activation for the Automa, round 4, they're playing birds. So there are no birds in the tray worth 4, 5, or 6 points. So they're just gaining a face down card. They don't get a cube, which is good. They're already at 11 birds played. So next action, we're just going to lay eggs again. So we can do 3 eggs here. And we can fill up. Let's put 1 on the Trumpeter Swan. That's full. Just put 2 on the Belzevirio. So that's 3. Then we'll put 1 back on the Grasshopper Sparrow. And then discard it to gain another fish. Okay, so now we have the 2 fish. Turn real quick. So they're taking food, and then it's activate all pink powers here. So they're taking rats first. Let's take a look at this bird feeder. So I believe when there's 1 left, we have to re-roll and then decide what comes out. So look at all those rats. All right, yeah, so they are taking rats, so all 3 of these come out. And then we don't have any pink power, so we can go right back. We're going to lay eggs one more time. So we get 3. And we can put 1 on this Prunea, 1 on this Blackbird. Let's put 2 on the Blackbird. And then we'll put 1 on the Grasshopper Sparrow, and then it's immediately getting discarded for a fish. So we have the 3 fish we need to play Atlantic Puffin now. So that'll be our next action. Had to mute the stream for a work meeting. I'll have you on in the BG though. If you play another game, I'll be watching. Yeah, I was thinking I do have time for another game, so I probably will just shuffle. And the discarded cards, I just won't put them back in so we don't see any of the same birds. So we're probably just going to play a second game here. We have time for a second game. So, yeah. But I appreciate you stopping in, man. So let's see. We did our eggs for our third action. So back over to the Automa. So we'll flip a card. They're going to wipe the tray and lose a cube that they don't have. So the tray's gone. They're going to gain another face down card. We can refill the tray, see what comes up. I don't think it's going to matter. There's the Sri Lanka Blue Magpie, so Asia Bird, 9 points. The Aninga and the Plumbus Red Start. So 2 Asia Birds and a base game Predator Bird. We're going to stick to the original plan here. So we're going to play this Atlantic Puffin. So we are playing a bird. It's going to cost 2 eggs now that we're out through this 4th column. And we're putting this Atlantic Puffin down in the wetlands. So it's going to cost 3 fish. So we have the 3 fish here. And then we need 2 eggs. So let's take 2 off the yellow-headed blackbird. And then we could do the when played ability of the Atlantic Puffin. So we can draw 2 bonus cards and see what we want to keep here. Okay, so we get Small Clutch Specialist and Omnivore Expert. So Omnivore Expert gives us 4 points because we have the American Crow and we have the Trumpeter Swan. So Small Clutch Specialist is birds with an egg limit of 2 or less. So let's count those real quick because we do have a good amount, but I think we need 5 to 7 birds for 3 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and we're not playing 2 more birds. There's no way. So Omnivore Expert is the easy answer. So the Atlantic Puffin came in clutch there. 12 points minus the 2 eggs. I'll take it. So the other bonus card. And back to the Automa's turn. So they are going to 2 more actions here. We have 1 turn left. We know we're laying eggs. So they're going to lay 3 eggs and get a cube on the end of round goal. So that's going to put them at 12 birds played. So we'll give them their 3 eggs. And a cube on the end of round goal. So they start with 11, and this cube means they have 12 now. So we're not beating that. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 birds. So I guess the only thing left to do is lay eggs. And we don't have food to discard here, so we're just going to lay 3. 4 with the Grasshopper Sparrow, and we're not going to discard an egg for food. So we get 4 eggs in total. We'll put 1 on the Puffin, put 1 on the Blackbird, and 2 on the Crow. And we're not discarding for our last activation. And that's going to be it. Let's see what the odds are. They are laying 3 more eggs and then losing the cube, going back down to 11 birds. Doesn't really matter because we already lost the end of round goal. So we're going to tally this up and see how we did. So I need my score sheet. And we're just going to use the regular score sheet here. I think with the Asia score sheet, they have the duet tokens in largest contiguous group. Okay, so the first thing we got to add up is all of our bird points. So we have, use the calculator here because I'm slow at math. So we got 26. 36, 38 total, I think. I'll double check that. It'd be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. So it'd be 12 plus 18. So 38, I think that's what I said. Probably not. Bonus cards. So Omnivore Expert we have. We have Cartographer and Grassland Ranger. So we did not get Grassland Ranger because we have 4, 2, 4. So that sucks. Cartographer, we only have 3. So that fourth one would have been nice. But we have Atlantic Puffin. Prenia is not a geography term, no. Okay. I'm out here making up geography terms. So we have Mountain Chickadee, American Crow, and Atlantic Puffin. So we get 3. So we get 3 points for that and 4 from Omnivore because we have the 2 Omnivores, the Trumpeter Swan and the American Crow. So 7 points for bonus cards. The end of round goals, we can add these. We lost that round 4, so for our end of round goals, we have 4 plus 6, so we have 10. And then we split the 6 here, so we have 13, 14 points for the end of round goals. Eggs, we can look at our board. Eggs real quick. So total eggs, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 eggs. Food on cards, we just have the 2 from the Chickadee. Tucked cards, we just have some tucked cards under this yellow-headed blackbird. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can add that up. So it's going to be 38 plus 7 plus 28. $79. This is one of my worst games by far. So we have 79 total. Wow. That's pretty bad. Good thing we played on easy. So let's see what the Automa gets. So the way we add up the Automa score is they get 3 points for each face down card here since we're playing on the easy difficulty. So we'll add these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 30 points. And then for their face up cards, they get the face value. So we have 10, 15, 21, 25 points. Oof. Yeah, we definitely lost here. So end of round goals. We could look at the end of round goals for the Automa. So they're yellow. They got 7. This is 10. We split the 3 here, or the 6 here. So 13 and 4. So 17. So we get 17. The end. Automa gets 17 for end of round goals. Eggs is just how many eggs they have. Got them in 3s here, so they got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 eggs. And that's it. So we definitely lost. So it's 55 plus 15 is 70. Plus 17 is 87. So 87 to 79 we lost. Okay, that's rough. That's sad, actually. Losing on easy. Damn. Yeah, so I thought I had time for another game, but it is 2 o'clock. I will be streaming tomorrow. Thank you for stopping by, the Cube Dude. Appreciate it. You can check out my YouTube. All my live streams are uploaded to YouTube, so appreciate you stopping by, and that is going to be it. So a pretty sad loss here to the Automa on easy, so got to step the game up a little bit. That was not used to the Asia bird cards, I will say. They throw a major curveball. I think I should just play some more without the base game cards. It's just too many cards to think about. Yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to play the same way. No base game cards, just Asia. No duet board, nothing like that. Just regular end of round goals. We could mix in some of the expansion end of round goals, but either way, we'll try it out. So if you're watching this later on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.